Hello, this is Cheryl with West Motor Freight. Today I would like to go over with you the documentation needed to get a temporary tag through us. We're going to go over 3 different scenarios, starting with if the tractor is titled in your name. If the tractor is titled in your name, we simply need the front and back of the title, a copy of the 2290 that is stamped very clearly, and page 11 of the lease. For those of you who are purchasing a tractor for the first time and are not familiar with the 2290, I'm going to show you an example of one and try to explain exactly how you go about getting it and a little bit more details. But first we'll start with page 11 of the lease. Over on the left hand side, you don't have to worry about that. That's for us to fill out. Over here, starting with check 1 is what you need to fill out, and you just check whatever it is that you might be. If you're a sole proprietor, you may not have an employee identification number. If you don't, that's fine. You can just keep that blank. You can keep both of those blank and just check sole proprietor. Next, you're going to put your signature, and then you're going to print your name. Your title is owner, your address, and then the city, state, and zip. After that, we have your mobile telephone number, your fax number, and your email address. Those you do not need to fill out. If you want to, feel free. You can certainly do that, but we will have that information in numerous other places. And then lastly, you will date it. Next, I'm going to show you a 2290. Here's a 2290, and you can see how nice and dark that stamp is. That's what we need. If you have a 2290 that has a very light stamp, the state of Indiana will not accept it. So if you could please darken that up so that we can avoid frustration and make sure that we get your temporary tag in a timely manner, just make sure that that stamp is showing up. The 2290 is specific to the VIN number, the serial number of your tractor. Not the name. In very rare instances, we do have somebody who purchased a truck where the 2290 was already paid. So as long as you have that serial number, you're good to go. As I said, though, that's very rare. Usually you have to go to your IRS office and this is the paper that you will need. It's called a schedule of heavy highway vehicles, and of course the date has to be valid, and the stamp again with the VIN number. So there you go. There is a copy of the 2290 and or highway fuel tax. You may hear both. Next scenario is if you're buying a tractor from someone. What we would need to get you a temporary tag if you're buying a tractor from someone is we would need a copy of the title that's being transferred to your name that you're buying. We would need a copy of the front and back of that title. We would also need a copy of the processed application for title. Now this must be done at the DMV and it has to be typewritten. The state is very strict on these requirements for us to get a plate. So when you do go to apply for the title in your name, please make sure that you go to the Department of Motor Vehicles and that it's typewritten. The other 2 things are what we already talked about: a copy of the 2290 clearly stamped and page 11 of the lease. The last scenario is if you're lease purchasing a tractor. We need a copy of the lease agreement. It would be better if it was notarized. That's always preferable. Would it work if it wasn't? It may, but we can be guaranteed that it will if it's notarized. Also, a copy of the front and back of the title, and that name will have to be in the same name as the copy of the lease agreement. They'll have to be the owner. They have to match. They have to tie together. The other 2 things are what we talked about already, the 2290 and page 11 of the lease. I'm just going to quick show you an example of what a lease agreement could look like. I don't want to give out personal information here, but there's the name of the leasing company And you know, it's basically just gives you authority, legal authority over the truck to make decisions, to get paid, and so forth. So that is the last case scenario, lease purchasing the tractor. I hope I explained this well. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to call us. We're here to help. My name is Cheryl, and you could call myself or Rochelle, and you can reach us at 1-800-456-7885. My extension is 3212, and Rochelle's extension is 3239. Thank you very much, and we hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.